A baby can hear its mother's voice for 4 months before it ever sees her face. And by the time it's born, that voice has already started building the very architecture of its brain. Not the father's voice, not a stranger's, hers. Somewhere between the womb and the first year of life, a mother does something to a baby's brain that no one else on earth can replicate. And most parents have no idea it's happening.
You probably think bonding starts the moment a baby is born. That first cry, that first cuddle, the beginning of a relationship that builds slowly from scratch. That's the story we're told. But the truth is stranger than that. The bond starts building months earlier, in the dark, before the baby has ever opened its eyes. And what happens in those months, and in the year after, shapes the wiring of a human brain in ways scientists are only now starting to fully map. By the end of this, you'll understand why a mother isn't just a caregiver. Biologically, she's closer to an external organ of the baby's developing mind.
Here's where it starts. Inside the womb, a fetus is essentially deaf to the outside world, except for one sound that cuts through everything. The mother's voice doesn't just travel through the air to the baby's ears. It travels through her bones, through her body, straight into the amniotic fluid. It's louder, closer, and more constant than any other sound the baby will ever hear before birth. Researchers have found that newborns, only hours old, will change their sucking pattern on a pacifier just to keep hearing a recording of their own mother's voice over a stranger's. They can't see her yet, they don't know her name, but some part of their nervous system already recognizes her. That's not a coincidence, it's early wiring. The auditory pathways in the brain are already tuning themselves before birth, and they're tuning specifically to her. But recognizing a voice is one thing. What happens next is where it gets stranger. The moment of birth flips a switch that most people never hear about. When a baby is placed on its mother's chest, skin against skin, something happens that doesn't happen with anyone else, not even a father holding the same baby minutes later. The baby's heart rate, breathing, and body temperature start to sync with hers. Scientists call it physiological regulation, but the simpler way to say it is this. For the first hours and days of life, a newborn doesn't fully know how to regulate its own body. It borrows hers. And it's not just physical. Skin-to-skin contact with the mother triggers a flood of oxytocin in both of them, the hormone tied to bonding, trust, and stress reduction. That flood doesn't just make the moment feel good. It quiets the amygdala, the brain's alarm system, in a newborn whose nervous system is otherwise wide open and easily overwhelmed by the shock of being born. In a very real sense, in those first days, the mother's body is acting as a stabilizer for a brain that hasn't learned how to stabilize itself yet. But that's not even the strangest part. For the first year of life, a baby's brain isn't just growing on its own. It's borrowing another brain to grow correctly. This is called co-regulation, and it's one of the most underappreciated mechanisms in early development. A baby cries, and the mother's voice, touch, or presence calms it down. Every single time this happens, it isn't just soothing the baby in the moment, it's teaching the baby's nervous system what calm even feels like. Do it enough times, consistently enough, and the baby's brain starts building its own internal ability to self-soothe, modeled directly off hers. This is where breastfeeding enters the picture too, and it's about more than nutrition. During breastfeeding, oxytocin spikes again in both mother and baby, reinforcing the same neural bonding pathways activated at birth. Some researchers have even found that a mother's own gut and skin microbiome gets passed to the baby through this closeness, shaping the baby's immune system and through the gut.
This is where breastfeeding enters the picture too, and it's about more than nutrition. During breastfeeding, oxytocin spikes again in both mother and baby, reinforcing the same neural bonding pathways activated at birth. Some researchers have even found that a mother's own gut and skin microbiome gets passed to the baby through this closeness, shaping the baby's immune system, and through the gut-brain connection, even its future mood regulation. A mother, in other words, isn't only shaping a baby's emotional wiring, she may be shaping its biology at a level most people never think to look. Then something almost paradoxical happens. As this bond strengthens, the baby doesn't become more dependent forever, it becomes more capable of independence. Securely bonded infants, the ones with consistent, responsive mothering, tend to explore more confidently as toddlers, not less. The safety she builds becomes the launchpad for the child to eventually let go of her.
So here's the twist the title promised. What only a mother can do for a baby's brain isn't one single magic act. It's not a lullaby or a hug or a moment at birth. It's the accumulation of thousands of tiny biological exchanges. A familiar voice recognized before birth, a heartbeat synced skin to skin, a nervous system slowly taught how to calm itself by borrowing hers first. None of it is replaced by love alone, and none of it requires perfection, just consistency. That's the part almost nobody tells new mothers. You don't have to get it right every time. You just have to be there enough times that the pattern sticks. If this changed how you think about those first quiet months, subscribe, because next time we're going deeper into the science of the developing mind and what it means for the people who shape it first.